So I've been working on converting the go-kart from the last video to a 420 Predator engine. This is my progress as of now. So I'll just start from the top. In the back on this standard Spiderbox, there's usually a roll cage that kind of hangs over here, and the 150cc just kind of dangles from a rod in the middle. So what I've done is I've cut that off and bought some square tubing from the store and welded in place a design that I thought would be pretty structurally sound before I cut off the tubing so that it would keep in shape. And that way when the tubing came off, there was something else to keep it in that shape that it was originally. So I made a double bar in the back and welded those together. When I mean double bar, this is what I'm referring to. There's two bars there. They're 1-inch bars welded together, so it's more of a 2-inch by 1-inch now. Down the middle is two 1-inch bars with, a right angle iron going across it this way. So this top piece and this slide piece going all the way back on both sides is also welded to that bar. So in my mind, that is never going to move from anything outside of, an excavator or something smashing into it. Bought this plate off Amazon. Fantastic deal. I think it was like 20 bucks. It truly is a 1/4 inch thick steel. And got this drain hose. It's great for if you're doing an oil change. I've already done the break-in and single oil change after that. My welding up here on circled pipe is still terrible, but it is tight. There's no leakage coming from around it. Not seeing any sparks or anything coming out of there. So got this silencer off Amazon as well. All right, starting with that, I ended up doing a compound gear here, and I'll show you from underneath what I'm referring to. So over there, that's a 31 tooth sprocket, and on the main axle is also a 31 tooth sprocket. On this driven axle up here, there's a 12 tooth sprocket, and coming off of the motor at the top, or off the torque converter, is a 10 tooth sprocket. So all in all, this ends up being an 8-to-1 reduction. So for every 8 turns of the engine, it's 1 turn of these, I think they're 20-inch tires. So it actually gives quite a good bit of torque. I had it 6-to-1, but it was too fast and not enough torque. So now it kind of jolts you in your seat, which is great. Also, this has gone through a lot of rebuilds at this point. I've actually ended up having to use pulling devices to straighten it back out. So if you'll notice, like here, this is dipped. It's kind of curving down. That is because this was flipped at one point in time, not by me, but by another friend. And in that, I guess the weight of it hitting the ground upside down pushed all of that up. So that's mostly sound. It's good now. I am thinking about welding in some sort of angle bar to kind of reinforce that, but other than that, it seems great. We went ahead and went with whatever tractor paint I had laying around. In this case, it's just yellow. And I did not buy these off of the website. I forget who it is that builds these. I don't think it's Go Power Sports. It's another one. They make Yerf Dog aftermarket parts. This is one of them that they made. But I didn't want to shell out that extra 200 bucks for the upper arms. So what I did is I took the originals, put one on my wood bench over there, and put a bunch of screws into the top of the wood bench to hold it in place, and put a second one on top of it. So I had 2 of these, put one on the bottom, put a second one on top of it. The second one on top of it, I had this piece cut off of it. I don't know what else to call it, this triangle that is now here. It used to be a circle with a big opening for a ball joint. So what I did is, in putting them on top of each other, I could then eye it and see where the center should be when I welded this new piece of 1/4 inch thick steel plating on here. making my own version of these, and it seems to be working fantastic. The steering has never been better, honestly. There's no slippage, there's no side-to-side movement. It feels like as if I move the steering wheel, the wheels move almost immediately. Like, very, very good tight steering. I ended up welding a few brackets onto the upper spider box, made out of just very thin steel, mild steel that I had laying around. I think it's this stuff. So what I did is I just cut a few pieces off, welded them on, and that way I can remove that gas tank in the future and just, if I need to, clean it out or flush it or something. But it is as sturdy as can be. It is 1-in-1 with the unit now because it's bolted to it. Did buy the Stage 1 kit from Go Power Sports. That just included a spark plug, this breather, an extension, I forget what it's called. There's a piece under this, it's a black piece that sticks out that this kind of mounts to, and the carburetor. No, it didn't come with the carburetor, it came with the jets for the carburetor. So this is a stock carburetor. I got it off Amazon because I wanted to have the air fuel mixture screw. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I will tell you a few modifications I had to do to make this work. So it comes with an AR3910X spark plug, which is a racing spark plug. Yeah, you can't see it from here, but I'm not going to pull it out to show it to you. It comes with an AR3910X spark plug, and that spark plug is very hard to get running in a stock engine, I will say that. People online don't seem to allude to that very well. So what I had to do to make that happen was there's an idle or jet, an idle jet, yes, right here under this screw here. This is your adjustment for idle, this screw here. So you can back that all the way out. When you do that, there's a jet in this pole. You can pry it out with a flathead screwdriver. And I had to enlarge it. I finally hit a point where I think it enlarged correctly, or to a sufficient size. So I have these drill bits here. And what I ended up doing was kind of going from the 78 all the way to the 73 numbers on there. I finally settled on 73. I don't want to go any bigger or any bigger because I've hit a point where the air mixture screw is between 1 and 1.5 turns out, and that seems to be perfect now. But the smaller the hole for the idle jet is, the higher the air fuel mixture has to be. So I was almost at 4 turns out and decided that that was bad. And you know, when you hit the throttle, it would immediately putter, like it was having trouble getting fuel. So doing this, I can hit the gas. It doesn't do any of that. It just kind of gives a split second and it's ready to go and you're already up to speed. So that's kind of my take on it. I'll give you a quick hear of it. I did put a key switch on it. I have not put a battery on it though. So that's it now. I have it held in place with this strap from the top. It just wants to take off, you know? But there's no hesitation now. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. So I'm not going to drive it yet today. I want to take it to a field somewhere, because I live in a neighborhood and I don't feel like I should be driving this around the neighborhood. All right, that's really all I got.